Okay guys, we're jumping right into part 13 on the build of that crepe myrtle tree. And in this video, I'm showing you a different technique that you can use when creating those branches. So I hope you enjoy this one. Oh yeah, by the way, this is Carol, artist of Only Trees. If you're popping in for the very first time, I have put a bunch of videos together. We're at part 13, and if you're interested in learning how to build up that wire tree of a crepe myrtle, that is how I did it. You can go back, research, it's in a playlist, check them out. Get yourself caught up. And as we move forward to 13, this is what a different concept is, or a different technique is, that you can do to create those branches. Okay, this is the part where I wanted to show you. It's a completely different technique from cutting. This is one option. If you're not sure about that, and then you can do this. So I have the other set of this branch. I've got 5 pieces of wire, 3 on this side, 2 on this side, and what I'm going to do is make a loop. All right, yeah, me and my loops. But this is so I don't have to cut it, and I can get an idea of where the wire will stand. Okay, all right, so here's my loop. I'm getting it into this V here. All right, and I want to lock it in place. So 3 half turns. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's going to bring it up. Now I'm doing this side here. It says there really is a glare here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Okay, so now I have the 3 wires on this side and the 2 that I used for this loop. And I'm going to do that 3.5 turns. 1, 2, 3. Now there is a lot of good benefits doing it this way. One is to make longer branches, and meaning that, okay, and if you're twisting 18 gauge and it's 5 wires, you could be, if you're going to do it this way, make sure that your wires are nice and tight, because you go to cut this way, okay, instead of cutting them like we did with these, you could lose a branch. So just keep that in mind. So keeping them nice and tight. You're working with 18 gauge, so the tighter you can twist this, the more secure the wire is going to be. So I'm going in there with my wire, my pliers, and I'm going to give it 1 extra twist, not upward, okay, but extra twist to tighten it. Now, the idea behind this is that you can make longer branches instead of just cutting straight like I did back in part 10. This you can make different length branches. All right, so this is what I mean by that. Instead of just cutting here in the center of this loop, as now it's in here, I can cut a small one. So I'm taking like 1/3 of this wire here, and I'm cutting it, bringing it up. This gives me a longer wire to play with. So now I have this short one. Like I said, I'm at the very end. Can you see that? All right, at the very, there you go. So now I have 2 short wires, 2 long wires, all right? And I'm going to just give them a couple twists and doing it in the same direction as I did. No, okay, all right, peeking. Same direction twisting, okay? If you're left-handed, right-handed, but if you started to twist in one way, continue to twist in that direction. If you can get 3 half turns in there, get 3 half turns in. I'm taking one of my flowers, but this way I'm going to go into the center, okay? Oh, see, I'm not there. Where are we here? There, okay, good. Right in there, into this particular V. And I'm going to twist, keeping the leaves up on top. And I have the extension here. And then I'm going to fold those green wires inward, not losing any of that wire. Back in, bringing my leaves on top of my copper 18 gauge wire. And then the other short piece of wire here. Okay, here. I'm going to be twisting that just to the flower. I'm not going to twist it into the flower, but to the flower. One more. Bringing those leaves up on top. And then cutting. Scrap box. Okay. So that's just a different thought process. Now I have this long wire here. And I'm going to twist it quite a few times. This is branches that I'm working on. Okay. Okay. And adding in here. Three. Okay, you guys bored yet? I don't know what to say. I'm thinking, and I've got no words. But, you know, like this is just a different technique, how you can get those extra branches in keeping my wire leaves on top. I have the I'm going to cut that off. And cut this one off. Come back in, and I've got that little bit of play here yet. Back in, and then hide it down underneath. Okay, coming along. coming along. All right, so I still have 2 wires here left over from that loop, and I have 3 wires here. To take all 3 of these wires and go in and make a loop is a little bit too thick. Okay, so I'm going to bring 1 wire over. So I've got 2 short, 1 long, and I'm going to make a loop. Again, nice and tight. The size of your loop doesn't matter. You can make it small, you can make it larger. This is just a habit for me, using these loops this way. But get that wire nice and tight. I need 3 again. One side, then do the other side. 1, 2, 3. Look at it, make sure you don't have any gaps in there. It's nice and tight. If not, go back in there, not to make it longer, but get in there and turn the whole area at once, a half turn, and that really does lock it in. Again, for the loop, if you don't think it's quite tight enough, take the time. All right, make it tight. This is a tree that you want to keep around for years and years and years to come. So there you go. That's what I do. And then the same concept, I decide where I want to cut and then add my flowers. Here I have this one. I will probably, I don't know yet, but I will probably put a flower on these two, and then cut this off. These are possibilities for me now. Cut this off here and use this maybe at a later date, or depending where I cut this loop, I will add another group of or another crepe myrtle onto this one. Okay, there you go. A different technique that you can try using the branches and add them back on, or using the loops. Just a reminder though, if you make those loops, make sure you've got them tight enough. Go back in there, give them an extra twist, not building upward for a twist, but to twist the wires that you've already twisted. Just get them extra tight, no gaps at the V. No gaps at the V. Make sure you twist that wire nice and tight. Okay guys, that was 13. I hope that you're having an awesome day, and we will talk soon.